Welcome back to Giant Monster Games! I'm Adrian, and we are playing some Black-Red Vampires today, and I think this is actually a really... I was going to say really good opening hand, but we have no 1 or 2 drops in here. We only have like 3 and 4 drops, but we do have a lot of lands. We're going to mulligan? Yeah, I think so. I think I'd rather have a 1 or 2 drop. Yeah, this is actually also really good. Let's keep this. Okay. That was a hard mulligan, guys. I really didn't want to let that go. It was a really nice looking hand. And a Victim of Night is fantastic to put on top, actually. Yeah, let's put you on top of our library. And our opponent is on the play, so we are on the draw. So we're going to draw that, which is going to be fantastic for us because we do have enough to create a couple of black mana. Probably on turn 2, likely on turn 3. Because obviously we would like to... we're playing as a red deck that is not playing anything on turn 1. That is curious. And what do I think? We need a lot of black mana. The thing is, we could play... Our opponent didn't play anything down, so why don't we throw down a swamp, throw down our Guul Draz Vampire, and then ship it to our opponent's turn and see what they have. Ship it over. I'm going to pass through my turn. Oh, it's our opponent's turn now. Okay, good. No, now it's our opponent's turn. It was our opponent's priority. Basic land, mountain, and our opponent is shipping it back to us again? This is a very strange game already. You don't normally see very many just black decks that don't do stuff on turn 1 and 2. Okay, or just straight red decks that don't do stuff on turn 1 and 2. Very strange. I'll give them that. And obviously, I think playing Smoldering Marsh is probably a better bet. Just because we don't have anything to play this turn that we can play. So, let's go to combat. We'll swing for 1, and then we'll just play down Smoldering Marsh. Yeah. Actually, we might as well play the mountain. We'll fake that we have a bolt or something like that. I think it's probably a better optics against our opponent. So... because they might, okay, we have a bolt now, or we have a bunch of stuff that we can be playing. It's a little bit better optics. I mean, we could play Smoldering Marsh. It's going to come in tapped, and then it'll untap next turn, but we could also just play it next turn untapped. Better line to play. As you guys can guess, early morning for me. And our opponent just plays another land and passes it back to us. That's super duper weird. Okay, our options are Vampire Nighthawk. Yeah, I think Vampire Nighthawk's the only one. I mean, Stensia Masquerade would be fantastic as well. Let's just play this guy down. Stensia Masquerade would be cool as well because it'll start giving our vampires +1 counters, but I'd rather play Nighthawk this turn and then Stensia Masquerade next turn and start getting counters on everything. I think it would be better. Basically getting an attacker on the board because I'm assuming our opponent's going to, like, go infinite or something. I literally don't know what our opponent's doing right now. It's very strange. And here is... hold on. Apparently I skipped through our turn. Guys. Well, our opponent played Chandra. Exile top card of your library. You may cast that card. If you don't, it deals 2 damage to something. Okay. Interesting. I can't believe I just skipped through our turn. I hit the 2 button rather than the 1 button. We do have a lightning bolt. We could, in theory, knock Chandra down a few pegs. I don't know if I want to do that, though. That's the thing. I don't know if I want to do that. I think we should do what we were going to do last turn and play Nighthawk and swing. So, what is her ultimate? Her ultimate is whenever you cast a spell, deals 5 damage. Okay, we don't have to worry about that yet. So let's just attack our opponent and then go to our next main phase. And then we'll play a Nighthawk, which we meant to do last turn, which, bad play on my part, guys. Okay. Main phase, Nighthawk. Should have done this last time. But I didn't, because it's early morning, and I'm making a little bit of mistakes. Hopefully, as, this game goes on, I'll, get through more of my coffee, and then as I get through more of my coffee, I'll, 1, my voice will get more chipper, and 2, I will play better. This is my hope. I mean, hopes and dreams, you know. So Chandra's going to deal 4 damage to our Nighthawk. Okay. which means we can just bolt Chandra next turn and kill it. Or he can play another one. That's curious. Which kills the first one. And then he's going to do 2 damage to me. And discarding or exiling a Blood Moon, which he's obviously not going to play. Sure. Is this like a Chandra control deck? I don't see that being a very viable strategy. Is it? I don't think it is. So we could play Stromkirk Captain, and then swing into our opponent's face, or swing into Chandra for 2. I think that's probably gonna be a better bet rather than her like constantly dealing damage to everything. I think that's gonna be the better bet. Yeah, let's go that way. And then yeah, let's take out Chandra, because Chandra I think is gonna keep doing a ton of damage to us potentially. Also, it can start adding mana to their mana pool, so if they needed to like go off, yeah, could be dangerous. Could be super dangerous. So let's send this guy to Chandra, because we're not an aggro deck. Like originally, when I was building this vampires deck, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a vampire aggro deck, and I was looking at ways of making a vampire aggro deck. The problem is, it's pretty hard to call a deck an aggro deck when it like wins on turn 4 or 5 most often. It's just not. This is not a good thing. You need in order to be an aggro deck, you really need to be like turn 3 sometimes, turn 4 almost every single time. Where this deck was like turn 4 sometimes, turn 5 almost every single time. Was like, it's not really an aggro deck anymore. You know, you're kind of getting into like mid-range territory. So I kind of like changed it a couple things that were aggro-y, and in exchange for things that were more tempo kind of plays. So now it's really more of a vampire mid-range deck, which, you mean, you're aiming to win on turn 5, really, but you're also aiming to slow your opponent down, or to, like, build up enough threats that your opponent, like, okay, I have to deal with this person right now. So our opponent plays what? He plays a Crystal Ball so he can scry, so he's basically going to control what is coming off of Chandra, which is fine. Mind you, I think we can probably just swing into Chandra now and kill her. What do I think? We could always play Stensia Masquerade, swing 1 and 1. I think it's probably... Is that a better bet? Or we could also play Paragon of Open Graves. That's not a bad idea as well. These guys would both get +1. They'd be 3s. I think I really would like to kill Chandra because I have a scary feeling that she's part of like a combo piece here. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to combat, swing both at Chandra. So you're going to go Chandra, and you're going to go to Chandra, just to see what our opponent does. If our opponent doesn't do anything, then cool, we'll play down something. And if our opponent does, okay, good. Then we are going to play... I think we're going to play Stensia, and then we're going to keep Bolt up just in case that they play something that they need. We can just Bolt it. I think that's where we're going to go. I think that's going to be the plan. I'm not really sure what we're playing against. I mean, if you guys know, let me know in the comment section below, but I've not seen this. I mean, we're playing in the tournament area. I was tournament practice area, trying to get against a couple better decks, trying to play against Tron or something like that, at least for a couple games, because I always kind of want to show both. I'd rather show some games where you get to see how the deck works, and oh, cool, it's looking, it's functioning properly if you're playing Kitchen Table Magic. Okay, deals 3 damage to each creature. Neat. Everything dies. So I like to show stuff that is, you know, obviously against, like, meta decks. And let's just bolt our opponent's face. We're not going to have open mana next turn round. Yeah, so some decks that just like how they're working and why they're working. So we could play Paragon of Open Graves and then Stromkirk. No, Stromkirk is better. Stromkirk is better because then if we play something else vampire-like, it'll be better. What was I saying? Yeah, so showing the deck's working so you can actually see, because, I mean, I know a lot of people that watch the channel are actually more casual players rather than, like, competitive players. I mean, some of you do go to FNMs, but some of you guys also, you know, want to build a deck that's going to be hanging out and playing with friends that are playing Magic, not just playing, you know, at FNMs or whatever. So, you know, showing how the deck works and showing what it does and how it does is also important, not just showing it going against, like, Tron and Death Shadow and, you know, top tier decks, which is also good to show. I mean, it's good to show, like, hey, we're playing a deck that can win against said deck. So our opponent plays this thing. We could always just make him sacrifice or destroy Pia and Cure guy. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. And then we will probably just swing into our opponent's face. Oh, can we? Yeah, we totally can. Let's go swing into our opponent's face. He has first strike, so if he blocks with double of his Thopters, or even one of his Thopters, we'll just kill it. So, yeah. Fine by me. And if he doesn't block, it becomes a 3-3, which is also pretty fun for me. Does he block? I mean, 2 damage at this point in the game doesn't really make much difference to him. He decides he wants to block. That's fine. That's fine. Next turn, we'll probably play Gatekeeper and make him sacrifice this guy. And I don't have enough mana to cast anything else. So let's just ship it to our opponent's turn. See what our opponent does. I'm assuming our opponent has some kind of combo built into their deck, because it doesn't seem like their deck is viable enough to be doing anything crazy. So, if I was playing anything that was like actually aggro or actually control based, I would have won by now, I think. Oh, not control, combo based, I probably would have won by now. Blood Moon, okay, so it's going to affect one of my things. Oh, no, that actually does affect a lot. That means we can't play Gatekeeper for its sacrifice cost. Makes me sad. Sad day, Adrian. But we have a Lightning Bolt. So, with Lightning Bolt, what do we do? We could Bolt the Thopter, swing for 2. Or we could Bolt the Thopter, play Paragon, swing for 3? Yeah, I think that sounds like a pretty good idea. Yeah, is it a good idea? Just thinking. I'm thinking out loud here, guys. So let's play Paragon. And I'm just wondering, I'm like, is our opponent going to go off and just be like, okay, here's everything? I don't know. So, yeah. I think this is the best line of play. Nah, we're just going to let him. He'll block with the Thopter, not taking 3 damage, not making my creature bigger. Oh, he does not block. Okay, well, that's fantastic. Sure, ship it to our opponent's turn then. I was 99% sure he was going to block with a Thopter. I was like, guys, okay, he's going to block with a Thopter, because, otherwise he gets a counter on it. Because that's one of the synergies with our deck is, specifically with Stensia Masquerade, whenever a creature we control, whenever a vampire we control deals damage to a player, they get a +1/+1 counter on it. And our opponent is stopping on our upkeep. Why are they stopping on our upkeep? They're thinking. They were thinking very hard. Another Gatekeeper. We can't play Gatekeeper, though. Well, I think at this point we just go to combat, swinging with both, and then let our opponent deal with that. And if our opponent does decide he's going to block or do some kind of shenanigans, we have Lightning Bolt up still. So, sure, that's fine. And then we will just play Gatekeeper. Oop, Gatekeeper with this mana. Play Gatekeeper. Cast it without the kicker cost. We have nothing to sacrifice. We also don't have black mana to cast it anyways, because he has a Blood Moon in play. And our opponent is scrying 1 in response to us playing Gatekeeper. If that's what you need to do, you do it. And then I think we just ship it to our opponent's turn. Again, holding up Lightning Bolt. Again, I really have no clue what our opponent's deck is supposed to be doing. Like, legitimately no clue what he's supposed to be doing. Is he looking for an infinite combo? Is this some kind of, like, janky burn deck? I don't know. We're going to sideboard. I legitimately have no clue. I would not be surprised if our opponent scoops, like, right now. I don't even know if we need to put anything in. Let's just run it back the way it is. Like, I didn't see anything. Again, I didn't see a combo. I didn't see anything. I literally didn't see anything. We saw him bring out Chandra a couple times, flash the board a couple times, and play a couple Thopters. That was about it. And all the stuff he exiled off of his toughest library was like stuff that didn't matter either. So I'm thinking he doesn't have. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe it's like budget red deck wins, but it's mostly new cards. So I'm assuming that the player he's been started playing recently, got a bunch of standard stuff, is trying to make a deck that goes into modern. Yeah, this is an okay opening hand. We don't have 2 black mana on turn 2, which makes me sad. Again, Smoldering Marsh. I mean, if you guys are upgrading this deck, get rid of Smoldering Marsh, like, immediately. It is such a not good card. Just because, again, this exact situation where we want double black mana on turn 2, but yet we're stuck with a land that won't come into play untapped on turn 2. Okay, neat. Chandra, Torch of Defiance, again. I think what we're probably going to end up doing is... Let me open up these graveyards for you as well. I think what we're going to end up doing is we're probably just going to play Smoldering Marsh on our turn. I think this is just a really bad burn deck. It's like other burn stuff. Oh, so how did he get Chandra into play? What did he exile? Simian Guide, Simian Guide, Simian Guide. That's a fun opening hand. Triple Simian Guide, triple Simian Spirit Guide. Can I just roll over this? No. I have to figure out how to make it so I can show cards pop up. I don't know how to do that. If you guys know how to do that, let me know so I can show you guys cards bigger so you're not looking at this tiny little picture here. Anyways, let's go to my turn. And that was kind of fun for him. I wonder if Torch of Defiance really is the best play for first turn, though. I mean, I feel like he's going to, like, seriously get some... He might actually get there. He might actually get there. So I think what we need to do is we need to actually get Guul Draz Vampire onto play, because then we can actually at least be taking it down a notch every single turn until he deals with it. And by then, hopefully, we'll be far enough in that we'll actually be able to get down to, like, Gifted Aetherborn. Unfortunately, Smoldering Marsh comes into play tapped unless we have 2 basic lands. So that's fun. That's super fun. But it makes me very, very sad. Sad in the Panda land. And there was nothing... yes, so I was thinking... Magma Jet. Neat. Scry 2, deal 2 damage to something or other. Yeah, so Smoldering Marsh, because there's also the Pain lands? No, they're not called Pain lands. No, I think they're called Pain lands, yeah. Where they, like, produce colorless mana, or you can pay 1 life to produce black, or pay 1 life to produce a red. And they're just not budget in black and red. So I'm like, well, I guess I can't play that. They're a lot of they're budget if you're playing, like, most other colors, not all other colors. Hey, look at that. There's a black. That's what we want. Make our opponent have to deal with us. So if he doesn't have a way of dealing with this guy this turn, we will be swinging in and, like, taking Chandra down a couple notches next turn. And something like, again, Magma Jet's not going to do it because it does 2 damage, not 3. He needs bolt. He needs to bolt this thing is what he needs to do. Or he needs to, like, Magma Jet, like, 2 for 1 with it, like, use the ability of Chandra plus something else. He could also just use Chandra's ability. Okay, so it's at 7 now. Use Chandra's ability, give him 2 mana. Also, our opponent didn't play... he played the Simian Spirit Guide. That's super funny. Well, we're still going to take Chandra down a notch. I don't think we want to risk not doing that. So, we're going to Victim of Night, his Spirit Guide, go to combat, swinging into Chandra. Because I don't really want to have, taking... Whenever you cast a spell, this emblem deals 5 damage to target creature or player. I don't really want to be taking 5 damage every single time he, like, decides he wants to attack me. Or decides he wants to play a spell. Because that becomes really, really dangerous. Like, really dangerous. Getting Chandra's ultimate off is... Well, getting most Planeswalkers' ultimate off is usually really good. So, yeah. Okay, well, now, what do we play now? I'm really tempted to play Stensia again, but I think realistically it's going to be... Oh, wait, we can't play anything. We don't have 2 mana. Or 3 mana, for that matter. So, yeah. This is the way she goes. Opponent's turn. He is doing the exile top card. Chalice of the Void. Luckily, that doesn't affect us too much. And our opponent scoops the match. So, again, I don't know what we were playing against. I'm playing in the tournament area, like tournament practice area. So we're playing against, like, should we be playing against higher index? Totally not this time. We're playing against some weird not burn deck. Anyways, until next time, I'm Adrian. This is Giant Monster Games. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to game like a giant monster.